Unfortunately, its true purpose is something much more entertainers and celebrities, by virtually every metric imaginable, this planet is in very good health. A company called Proctorio is one of many companies that is helping schools progress into the digital age of telelearning by turning computers into telescreens. The program is designed to track eye movements, scrolling, and clicking of students taking tests in order to determine if students are cheating. Naturally, privacy-minded students are concerned and alarmed. However, I bet you dollars to donuts that the same students who wear a mask over the China virus will not bat an eye. While some professors are lenient, others might not be and will fail the student rather than risk cheating. I mean, we could just let the kids take the test in person, but that would probably be too hard. As I'm sure you guys may know at this point, I am a libertarian. As such, I loathe any government action in the private sector for any reason. Case in point, this story where via executive order President Trump has mandated that drug companies charge the same price in the United States as they do in the country where it is the cheapest. A lot of Democrats complain about how high healthcare costs in America are and how we need to have socialized medicine. However, relative to the United States, countries with socialized medicine do not produce any new drugs or medicinal techniques. American pharmaceutical companies do that and incur all of the risks of research. Back to the story. If a drug is sold in the United States for $20, but is sold in Germany for $2, the company has to either raise the cost that they sell it for in Germany or lower the cost in the US. President Trump has already made deals to lower the cost of insulin. If this goes through, he will have done more for healthcare than Obama could have dreamed of. However, I still question the legality. Food for thought. Clinton was only brought under investigation as a result of a picture that Anthony Weiner sent to a child. Imagine how deep the rabbit trail could go for the Bidens. The laptop has been found to have compromising photos and videos with Hunter and girls as young as 14. I bet he learned that from his shoulder-rubbing and hair-sniffing father. Photos and videos like these are maintained by the CCP. Did the Chinese government plan to use this data to blackmail Joe Biden? Joe Biden knew all about every last detail of this, but refuses to address any of it. Not that the media is helping by just asking him questions about ice cream.
Mr. Biden, what flavor did you get?
We got one vanilla, one chocolate, but I wanted to get what we call black and white, but we're going to move it. We're going to split it.
We have very deep swamps to drain. Not just in Washington, D.C., but in every last municipality. Mayor Cassandra Fryman of Plymouth, Ohio, has started her career by dismissing every speeding ticket in the city. Since these tickets are handed out primarily to raise money for the city, dismissing them is relatively harmless. She can do this through mayor's court. Ironically, she is using the swamp to drain the swamp. In many ways, President Trump is doing the same thing. While things have gotten bad, we cannot stop fighting, because the swamp is fighting back. Ilhan ballot harvesting Omar suggests that Biden will go even further to the left if elected. How can he be any further to the left? That is anyone's guess. He already wants to tax America into oblivion, have gun confiscation, get rid of oil and natural gas, and institute socialized medicine, to name a few examples. Moving on. Republicans and Democrats tend to go in opposite ways on the 1D political spectrum, away from the center. However, the Democratic Party is moving so far to the left that I wonder why anyone can still support them. This really got worse as a result of Trump derangement syndrome, but I shudder to think how much further it will go. Senator Ted Cruz grilled Dorsey and the rest of the social media giants this Wednesday. Dorsey refused to admit that releasing tax returns on his platform was a crime and denied that the New York Post was locked out of their account. The Democrats, on the other hand, want even more censorship by these platforms. After all, the only way they can win is by spreading lies left and right. In truth, most congressional hearings do not accomplish much, and these hearings about censorship are no exception. However, they get the message out that there is rampant censorship by these tech giants. The only way to stop them is to remove their protections under Title 47, Section 230. Because they are controlling what goes on, they are no longer platforms, but publishers. Because they are publishers, they must be held legally responsible for anything and everything that is posted. Granted, they could just not doctor what people find, but that would not help Democrats get elected. ACB has been appointed to the Supreme Court, and now Democrats are doubling down on packing the court. Not that Biden will admit it. More new voters are registering to vote as Republican than Democrat. Will we see a turnaround? The polls were so spectacularly wrong with the last election. Granted, the fake news pollsters wanted Clinton to get her coronation. However, do not forget that our trust must not fall on politicians, but in the Lord. Our civil servants are subject to his judgment. President Trump is not, nor has he ever been, a Nazi. He has appointed judges that support free speech, and you are allowed to disagree with him. He has rejected the endorsements of racists, something that Sanders is unable to do. He opposes socialism, which is the primary building block of the National Socialist Party. He has not started any new wars and is working towards peace in the Middle East by making deals rather than burning cities. President Trump is literally the very opposite of a Nazi, and yet his detractors use this ad hominem ad nauseum. Attorney General Bill Barr has decreed that federal task forces wear body cams. This is the very opposite of a Nazi. A Nazi would want no accountability. I can hardly wait for Trump's second term. Maybe I'm just blowing smoke. Maybe I'm completely off my rocker, but that is just my opinion.